Okay, so I've hopped back into Rise to continue the Anomaly grind, and I did download the Prism Spirit Bird mod because I think it's just fantastic that I don't have to go around the map and collect Spirit Birds. I didn't even know this was a thing. I watched another another YouTuber who was using this, and decided to look it up on Nexus mods myself because, man, it just it's something that I've wanted for a while now, and to find out that I could have been using it the entire time was pretty upsetting. But anyways, I'm back doing Anomaly quests, even though I don't particularly like them, and I find them to be somewhat repetitive and generally boring. And I'll explain why. I don't find them as boring now, but I'll kind of explain why I initially did not like Anomaly quests, and for the most part, I still don't. But it all hinges on how I went about doing Anomaly quests, which was to simply focus on one monster that I knew how to fight, and could hunt relatively quickly, and that monster being Gormagala. I could finish that fight in around 6 or 8 minutes, so really fast, really easy, and I would just do that repeatedly until I got to Anomaly, the max Anomaly level, right? And while I do think that it's probably the most efficient way is to simply just focus on one monster and then go to max level, I definitely still think that's the most efficient. It's obviously extremely repetitive and boring, but I've decided that I was going to kind of branch out and just do whatever Anomaly quest I feel like doing at the time. And so that's how I've been approaching Anomaly quests now, and it isn't so bad. But I just wish that it was more efficient, and one of the things that upset me is that they could make this an efficient way of doing Anomaly quests and increasing your Anomaly rank. They could make it efficient, but they decided not to, because even though they give you the ability to change quests, like their level, like up or down, the problem with that is you can only change the level of the quest up or down depending on what level, the highest level that you've reached for that quest in particular. So I'm currently Anomaly rank 130, and this is a 118 Anomaly investigation for Rajang. Now, I initially thought that I would be able to increase this from 118 to 130, so that way I can, you know, get more XP or whatever, right? But you can't do that, and I think that's a very stupid decision on the part of the developers, because once again, it makes it so it's not as efficient fighting a bunch of different monsters at the same time. So it makes it more efficient to simply just focus on one and then get that one up to, you know, 200, because while you're doing Anomaly investigations, you're getting a bunch of other quests, but they're usually always at or below your level, and the only ones that will be of a higher level are the ones for that same monster that you're fighting in the Anomaly investigation. Usually that's the case. I tend to never get, let's say I'm fighting I'm fighting Rajang in the Anomaly investigation, right? I complete the quest, and I get a investigation for Rajang that's increased in level, and I also get one for Magma Almudron that's at a decreased level, right? Usually, that's how things will play out, right? You're not going to get an anomaly investigation for a monster that isn't the target that's higher than the target monster, usually. That's what I've noticed, anyways. So, it makes it more efficient if you're trying to actually do anomaly investigations that are high level, like 200, then the easiest way to do that is to simply just focus on one monster, get it up to 200, and then go from there. But, once again, that is extremely boring, and it still takes a freaking crap ton of time as well. So, it's boring, and it's still long, but it's not as long as just fighting whatever you feel like fighting. So, I don't know. I feel like there's still a lot of kinks to be worked out with anomaly investigations, and I don't really hate them. I think that they're a good thing for the game in general, but I really do think the problems with them hinder my enjoyment of the system a lot. And it's really unfortunate because Rise is such a freaking fantastic game. There are a lot of things that I love in Rise that I want them to bring forward into other games. So, namely the customization of combat and the speed of combat as well. Right, I just love pretty much everything about the game. Maybe we could do with less counters, because I do think that they're kind of prominent, too prominent in Rise, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think, I don't know, I feel like it's hard to balance monster attacks around just having a bunch of counters, and for the weapons that don't, I feel like they have a harder time managing, but I don't know. That's just how I feel about it anyways. So, anyways, back to the anomaly investigation grind. I've kind of taken a break currently from Frontier, even though I don't really want to. It's just that the grind for Frontier is it's even worse than the grind for the anomaly investigations. So I'd rather be grinding these than grinding in Frontier, and I do have the option of simply just cheating materials in Frontier, which I suppose I do for this game as well, but I'm not going to do that. The only kind of modding I do in Rise is purely cosmetic stuff, and also just the Spear Bird I would consider quality of life stuff. But yeah, I don't know. In general, I'm still having a good time with Rise, and I would just like to see some of these things I view as a problem kind of worked out and improved upon. And really, the thing that I thought was going to save Anomaly Investigations actually doesn't really help me at all. Once again, being able to increase and decrease the level of the investigations only matters when you actually get the investigation up to a certain level. So it kind of sucks that it's monster dependent and not just anomaly research dependent, right? Because I'm at 130, right? But once again, I can't just increase this to 130 because that would be just ridiculous, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like that's such a simple change that they could make that would just improve this grind a lot, because then you could constantly be getting the new materials and not having to freaking fight the same monster again to get your, rank up and, get higher level quests and all this crap, right? But anyways, that's pretty much it.